so I want to talk a little bit about concealed carry today. This is going to be geared more towards people who are newer to concealed carry. You've just gotten your license, or you've just gone and got that first firearm, whatever it is. We all know that pretty much across the country, concealed carry licenses are going up. People who've made that choice to be proactive when it comes to defending themselves has gone up, which is awesome. Okay. Now, if you've been concealed carrying for a while, maybe your method and style of carry is set in stone. So don't take this as gospel. Like, this is just my opinion. All right, but there are some things that I have taken into consideration that I feel give me an advantage every time I walk out the door if I were to run into a situation where I might need to defend myself, right? And I want to pass that stuff along to somebody who might find it interesting or informative. So first off, I want to talk about reaction time. We all know that reaction time is slower than action time. In other words, somebody comes up to you and points a gun in your face, all right? You cannot respond to them. You cannot react to that action against you quicker than they were able to take that action against you. It's just physically impossible. Now, something else you need to take into consideration is situational awareness, because that will give you an advantage. It can bring that reaction time down if you are situationally aware to what's going on around you and you see somebody suspicious, and you can kind of prepare a little bit for you. Okay, that's obviously something you want to take into consideration, and obviously something, especially if you decided to conceal carry, that you need to be practicing. Practice being situationally aware. Okay, most people go through lives with blinders on. All right, they walk through the mall or the grocery store or the movies or whatever it is, only paying attention to their phone and what they think directly affects them. Even if there are external things that might directly affect them, they don't pay attention. Now, you should be situationally aware all the time, regardless of whether or not you carry a gun. But especially if you're going to carry a gun, practice that. Practice paying attention to what's going on around you as you move through the world. All right, but still, even so, you're still going to react to a situation slower than that action can be taken against you. Okay, so you want to try and give yourself some advantages in so much that you understand you're going to be slower. Another thing is you want to try and give yourself thinking time to assess the situation. Not every situation calls for immediately pulling out your firearm and pointing it at somebody. Yes, that's what you want to drill into yourself. You want to practice and train to do that. And you want to be prepared to do that at all times and understand that is an option. But if you have your kids with you, depending on where you're at, what time of day it is, I mean, there's so many different factors that come into play. You may want to give yourself even just a few seconds to think before you draw that gun, to assess the situation and judge, hey, do I want to just give this person my wallet? Or do I want to risk getting into a gun battle with somebody if my kids are standing right next to me, or my wife, or whatever it is? So give yourself time to think. Now, the thing that I've been able to do that I feel gives me an advantage in a defensive situation when it comes to reaction time and when it comes to assessing the situation is the position of my firearm. I position my firearm at the 430 position right back here. Okay, regardless of what gun I'm carrying, short of I'm carrying a pocket gun, okay, I position it right here at 430. And the reason's pretty simple. My wallet is right here at about the 5 o'clock position. And pretty much most of the time, depending on what I'm wearing, you can tell that's where my wallet is. So nobody's going to be surprised by me reaching back here to grab my wallet. And that gives me time to go, okay, let me get my wallet, and I can reach back here to grab it. And maybe it's just a couple seconds more than I would have had my gun been somewhere else. But it's not going to be unusual for somebody to see you grabbing towards your back pocket, especially if you're a guy. So it is something you want to take into consideration. Also, something you want to take into consideration is if you're a woman and you conceal carry, where do you carry your gun that may make it to where you don't look unusual reaching for something? Now, sometimes that can be in your purse, although I don't normally recommend that, simply because a lot of times people just grab the entire purse and then all of a sudden they have your gun. But maybe keeping your firearm on the same side of your body as your purse is hanging. So if you hang your purse here, maybe cross draw is an option for you, to where you can look like you're reaching for your purse, but you're really reaching for your gun. So position of your firearm is very important to give you a tactical advantage in a defensive situation. It's something you can do ahead of time, before you even walk out your door, that can give you an advantage in a defensive situation. So that's the type of stuff you want to think about before you even walk out your door. Make those decisions ahead of time so you are better prepared for what you might run into out there in the world. So that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Any questions or comments, leave it down below, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks.